Prepare to have all your copywriting mistakes put on display. When I was in high school, I had a writing teacher named Miss Humphreys, and every time I would send her a paper, she would send it back and it looked like it was dripping blood from how much red ink was on there. But you know what? She made me such a better writer. And today we're doing that with your copywriting. We are going to cover all of the biggest mistakes that I see in your copywriting so you'll know what to avoid. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can get notified every time we release new content. I'm Amy Walker, Client Acquisition Specialist, and my job is to help you find the simplest path to consistently finding your dream clients. Are you interested in creating higher converting copy? If so, let me know down below in the comments. Copywriting is so different than how we learn to write in school, and in fact, a lot of the things that we were taught to do are actually big no-nos in copywriting. I really think every entrepreneur should study copywriting because it's one of the most important things you can do to increase sales and conversion. Think about how many times you sit down at your computer, every time your fingers touch the keyboard in order to write something to a potential client, you have an opportunity to sell and to convert. And we just were not taught to write that way. So a lot of these mistakes that I'm going to be showing and pointing out to you, understand that you might be going, well, no, I learned to do that in college writing. Throw it out the window because copywriting is a whole different ballgame. The first mistake is long paragraphs. Think about when you learned to write paragraphs. You were taught that they needed to be at least 5 sentences long or whatever your teacher told you. And you had like the intro statement, and then you had a couple of supporting details, and then you had a wrap-up statement, and that was your paragraph. We want to write really short paragraphs because in copywriting, anytime you see a long segment of text, you skip it.
Hey, what's going on here?
Wait, don't push the skip button.
And then you just move on to whatever comes next. You have to write in a way that it can survive the fateful scroll. Think about it. When you go into a web page or a landing page or even an email, what you do is start at the top, you scroll down, you read the section headers, you read the bullet points, and if it's interesting enough, you come back up to it. Long paragraphs make people want to skip or close whatever it is that you have written. You do not want long paragraphs. Short paragraphs. And your English high school teacher would hate me for saying this, but that's what converts in sales copy. The second mistake I see people making is the build-up. And I was so guilty of this for so many years. In my blogs, I used to write them like I was writing or telling a narrative or a story. And so I would come in and I would engage with the background of, what was the experience that I had that then took me to learning this lesson, and out of that lesson, what are the principles that I could take away? And then at the end, I'd have like this, pithy, this is what it's all about. This is what you need to know. It's completely wrong for copywriting. We don't want a slow build-up. We want to start with a hook. We want to catch them. We want to put whatever's the most important thing at the front. The best example in other forms of writing with this is journalism. You would never read a story if it didn't have a catchy headline. I mean, if it was a story that went something like this, so there was this guy that was walking down the street, and he saw somebody that he didn't know that looked kind of suspicious, and then the guy pulled a gun out and killed him. You're never going to read that news story. That's a terrible news story. It would start off with man killed while walking down street, and then it would give the most important details down to the least important details because people don't read the whole article. We need to take a leaf out of their book and start our copy in the exact same way. The next mistake that is so common is writing to inform versus writing to convert. I have a lot of things that I would love to inform you on, things that I could tell you about, things that are exciting or useful or detailed processes that I could share with you, and I could inform until the end of time. But if I'm not doing it with the intention to convert, I am going to get tired and burnt out from writing all of this copy because you're not going to take action based on what I've put out there. And this is why I feel like people get real gung-ho, I'm gonna create a lot of content, and then they get really burnt out and really frustrated, and then they take a break because they don't feel like it's working, because they're writing to inform instead of writing to convert. So don't over-inform. Can you be informative? Yes, as long as you have conversion language structured around. And if you haven't watched it yet, I recommend that you go and check out our 5 steps to successful copywriting, because it goes over the format that you would be following to create good converting copy. Next mistake, leaving out a call to action. It's kind of like meeting the man or woman of your dreams and not asking for their phone number. It doesn't matter how great they were, it's not gonna lead anywhere. You've gotta have a call to action in everything that you do. My next mistake I wanna pick on is having multiple calls to action. Like you're asking them to do this, and to do this, and to do this. You guys, as I was writing this, I was like, oh, I'm totally guilty of this still. In my weekly email that I send out, I have multiple calls to action, and I was like, you know what? I've got to make a change there, because I am breaking one of the cardinal rules of copywriting. So it's on my list to talk about with my team next week. But the reason why is because the more things you ask people to do, the less likely they are to do any of them.
But we're working really hard. You're not working hard enough. I need results.
You want to give them a clear piece of great content. You want to pull out the pain points. You want to drive them towards making a commitment to do whatever that thing is you're asking for, and you only want to ask for one action to be taken. The next problem is the all about me problem. That I want to talk about me because my service is so great and my products are so awesome, and I want to tell you all the things that I think you should know, and it doesn't really matter about the customer. And we see this type of copy a lot lately. It's super obnoxious. It doesn't matter. The copy's not about you, the business owner. It's not about me. It's about the client. And so writing for us instead of writing for them is a big mistake, and you definitely want to avoid it. The next mistake is the woe is me mistake. People will pay you in sympathy or they will pay you in money, but they will not pay you in both. And so if your copy is like telling your down in the dump story and how hard everything is and making people feel sympathy for you, that's cool, but they're not going to invest in you, because when they feel sympathy for you, they've already created the energy exchange, and they're not going to create the exchange of let me buy from you, let me have your service. Also, when your copy is very woe is me and telling all of your sorrow stories, your clients and potential clients feel like you're not real solid in your business because they're just worried about you. And so they don't want to move forward and make that investment. Now, you've probably all heard the hero story, and the hero's journey is effective in your copy, but it's not about the low point and the woe is me. It's about the journey. And even as you tell your hero story, you're telling it in a way to help your clients. And it still is all about the potential client. So make sure you are not writing woe is me, feel sorry for me copy, because it's weak and it doesn't make you come across being powerful. Next mistake is length. You guys, people do not want to read really long things. The shortest possible way to get the message across is the best way. Now, I know you might be thinking, but what about long form content? Long form content is a short blog post. If you think about it, it's a short article. It's a way to take your book concept and put it into something that's short. So even long form content is still a shorter version of something else. And you do want to be careful of length, because the longer it gets, the more scrolls they have to go down, the more likely that they're going to lose interest and they're going to click away. This last one I shouldn't have to say, but I do, for myself and for you, writing without a purpose. So often I want to do top of mind writing where something's on my mind. I've got this great idea, or I have a new insight and I just want to share it with everybody. But if I have no purpose behind it, like why will this piece or this principle that I want to share, how is that going to lead people into something else, then it's wasted copy, and we don't want to have wasted copy. So just always make sure you know what the purpose is, you know what the objective is, and you're following all the rules of the do's. There's There's less rules of what to do, there's more things of what not to do. Has this been helpful? If so, I would love for you to hit the like button. And let's kind of review and wrap up what we've talked about here. So the first principle is that your writing for copy is really different than writing for information or writing for creative writing or anything that you learned in school. So we gotta let a lot of those rules go. Next, keep your copy short and succinct and really to the point. Always make sure that your copy has a point and a purpose and that it's leading somewhere. And keep your client's needs and conversion at the top of your mind every time you're doing copywriting. If you would like some more help with your sales and marketing, I'd love to offer you my Sales and Marketing Scorecard. It is an assessment that you can take that will tell you how well your business is performing in sales and marketing. It's going to give you a score, and then we send you a personalized improvement plan that has about 8 pages of detailed information to help you get your sales and marketing working consistently. So if you haven't done it yet, go grab it. The link is down below. All right, my copywriting friends, we are to the end of all of our mistakes. I'm sure you've made them, I've made them, but I know that we can do better. If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification because we want to have you back over and over again so that we can help you grow your business. Also, if you would like to be a part of a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, head on over to our private Facebook group, Acquire, and we cannot wait to see you there. Happy copywriting!